just got back from a week-long road trip to the Midwest. It was a little family trip. Went to pick up my mom, brought her back to New York for the 4th of July weekend. And on our way back, we stopped at some antique shops, and I just wanted to show you what I picked up. Not a lot of golf clubs, but what you're looking at right here on the left side and the right side are two Club Glove golf travel bags that I picked up. And if you watched any of the preview footage of the trip to Scotland with Andy Groh, Andy and I talked about these bags, and I just wanted to show them to you because now I have kind of a collection of them. I've been looking for the size that's on the left here. This is the size, this gray one, that Andy Groh used, and I used the black one, which is right here. This is the one that I already owned. And so I didn't realize that there was a difference in size between these two until Andy and I both got to Scotland. And his bag was much easier to put into the car and to travel with, to drag behind him, mostly because it's just a smaller bag and it still fits golf clubs really well, but it doesn't have the extra compartments that mine does. And what that really means is important for weight. So when I checked my black bag here to come back from Scotland, we used ship sticks to ship the clubs out to Scotland. But when I came back, we took our bags on the plane with us. And because I had so much room in my bag with these two side compartments that have zippers here, I mean, it's a nice feature, but you end up filling the bag up to the point where it gets overweight really fast. So I ended up paying $180 to ship to basically check that bag on the plane, and meanwhile Andy, using his bag here, was able to check it like a normal piece of luggage, no extra charge. So I realized I needed to find one of these kinds of smaller Club Glove bags. Still offers the same kind of protection that mine does. They both have this padding, so all of the the protective elements are still here. This is a really durable fabric on the outside. So I was excited to find this. I'd been looking for them online, and you can find them on eBay pretty often, but the shipping cost is what makes them cost prohibitive to buy. So you might find one for $70, even as cheap as $50 sometimes, but the shipping cost is usually just as much as the cost of the bag itself. So I looked on Facebook Marketplace, and this is what the gist of this video is about, because you have to look in some places that you wouldn't normally think to look for items like this, in my opinion. And I looked on Facebook Marketplace and found somebody selling 4 of these bags in Illinois. So I coordinated a time to meet him, and kind of thought it was going to be too good to be true, but ended up getting there, and he still had this one, which I was excited about. This is the one I wanted, and it was $30. And then I also picked up this one. This is the Big Daddy Club Glove bag. It's the XL Pro Tour, and it's basically, if you were a touring golf professional, this is the bag that you would want to use because it's big enough for a staff bag. It's got the zippered components on the side. This is for the person who, doesn't care about the cost of shipping their clubs on the plane and wants to make sure they have everything they need. I picked this one up for $30 as well. So I got this for $30, the one that I wanted for $30, and if you look online to try to find this puppy, it's pricey, even in a used condition. So what I'm going to do with this bag is going to Golf Heritage Society events where I want to bring a bunch of clubs to sell. That's going to be great for filling up with probably 2 or 3 Hickory bags full of clubs, and it's nice because it's really heavy duty. I'll be able to, just drag it. It's got, all of these have wheels, so you don't have to carry anything. And I think that's my intended use for that. And if I don't end up using it for that, I'll be able to sell it pretty easily. And I'll probably be able to get all the clubs that I bring in this bag and in this bag to Golf Heritage Society shows. And then I'll just use this bag all the time for transporting my Stewart and Jacoby pencil bag and the clubs that I play with. So yeah, can't say enough about Club Glove. Wish I had waited till they were sponsoring me to do all these kinds of video promotions for them, but I love their products. They're made in the USA, and they've been really reliable. So figured I would do this because it's one of the things that you don't think too much about until you have to travel, but you want to know that your clubs are going to get to where they need to be safe and sound, and can't say enough about Club Glove and how well they have worked for me. So that's what I picked up. I was, seems crazy to say, but I was most excited about those two pickups. I'll just mention this real quick too. I think this is an essential piece whenever you have a golf travel bag, whether it's a Club Glove or not. This ends up keeping the clubs from shifting to the top of the bag when they're getting jostled around, and you can adjust the height of that. So definitely pick one of those up when you get a Club Glove. But yeah, so those are my two favorite pickups out of the trip. As far as clubs go, I got two clubs, not much. So we'll show you this one first real quick. This is just a standard, it's a Monarch brand brassy. I didn't buy it to play it. It's pretty messed up. It's broken, but it'll be really easy to take that head off and save the shaft. So this club was $7, I think $7.50, and it's a pretty straight shaft. This will go well in another brassy, or it might work for one of the long nose clubs that I'm going to use, or that I'm going to make, and I'll just basically make this shaft a splice neck shaft at some point. We'll see if that works. But yeah, pick that up for $7, and then a little bit pricier, but I was excited to find this one. This is a Tom Stewart cleek. I don't see cleeks that often. And probably mid-20s, I would say, based on the line scoring there. But I'm excited about this club because these are kind of specialty tee driving clubs. It's got a very small head, and they're not easy clubs to hit from what I've read about, but I've never actually tried it. So I'm looking forward to getting this one set up. I've already checked the specs on it, and it's 18 degrees, C6 swing weight without a grip on it, so it's going to be lighter than that when I put a grip on, and it's 40 1/4 inches play length. So it'll end up being a lighter club than I'm used to, but yeah, I'm looking forward to trying it out. The shaft is still usable, so yeah, I'll just put a grip on this, reset it, and try it out. Finally, the last thing I picked up, well, I guess I got a vintage tie there for Hickory Outfits. Check antique stores for ties if you're ever looking for stuff for Hickory events. Thought that was a cool tie. It was $2, probably from the early 50s. Last thing I picked up was this square yardstick. I really like finding these older ones now. I guess I'm technically collecting these all of a sudden, but I do have a specific purpose for them. I turn these into bag stand, basically bag stand holders. I've shown pictures of these before, but I like the ones that have some interesting advertising on them, like you would if you're collecting these. And yeah, this one doesn't even have a ruler on it. It's just a straight up advertising piece. So thought that was cool. They're nice because they've got these handles basically on the top. You can put some leather there so you can actually put it around your wrist, and then it tapers. And the ones that I like to get are usually the straighter ones, so they're not warped, and they work really well in holding bags. If I had a second one, I'd show you, but I think you can picture what I'm doing there. And then I just put some inexpensive hardware to connect the two, and you've got a nice unique piece. Trestle sticks is what they're technically called. I like having ones that have a little bit more flair on them than just the standard hickory or oak trestle sticks. So yeah, not a lot of clubs to show you, but I thought it was be informative to tell you some behind the scenes tips on traveling with your clubs and how much I like the Club Glove line of products. And now I'm a Club Glove showroom now with 3 different sizes. So that'll do it this week. We'll see you next time, folks. Thanks for tuning in.